Get it back over to the serve. From the hand, serve poles 2-all it is. Set it up, but this time he was beating the ball and just jab back, and it's a 3-2 to the Poles. The Poles, who are the French all, and the French giant Gaturat but on the occasion sides French match in the end of 16 in Kish will be serving. Comes back. They do the blue flashing that in the gap by the advantage of the space. 3 to the post on the front line. Power down, but the power to respond to it. Smashes the ball, but into the net. Point. Winning that point. This team and once again to drive the play. They do this time. Made his had no answer. In fact, to the French and set up and look as Gaturat up point served over to the Polish side. Smack enough power pays into Gaturat. Three. Pick this up, Frank. Back over from partner retrieves. Straighting, whatever says. Question. Again this time. Good. And five to point in the here 3 star end. The Poles time. Honest and drew off his side point long, and it will be the French but it gets over to the Polish from Cantor, which was too good for the French to return. And it's 10 as Losiak serves. And that's good effort. But balls and the ball goes to the Polish team. Two friends, a little bit desperate, walking away as once again angling the drive. Very, very good angled spike there from the Frenchman Garat, and the Lossiak dive. And the French serve once again. Back ball. French side. Do that. Direct it back into the court. Now that the Polish team have built up in the set, but again it's a poor serve from him. One to the net, and in fact in the same position as the first one. That's not for him so much, and the Frenchman Gadget serves 58. Just to take that point as a technical timeout is well, Poles will be real to have another good critic, 24 years old from in Poland. It's his he's played in some 66. He's a man who knows how to win 4 career wins. Rio de Janeiro in 2016. This 24-year-old has a lot of potential and really is delivering it. His partner Bartosz Nosek, also 24 years of age. Another player with a lot of experience, similar to his 9 seasons on the tour. Can they get through to the French will be serving. There's Gadget spin ball, sends it over, but sends it over and sends it wide. Disappointment on his face there, as he was hoping really would have built on the momentum. (39) to the serve. What can the French do? Here comes Loseo. His shot over the net, but also wide and out. It's a point to the Polish team. 49 Poles lead in this opening set in the second encounter here on Kish Island. Here come the French though. Oh, what a tremendous bit of play that was. That was almost a backward spinning lob from Gaziorat. Totally deceived and fooled the Polish pair. What a lovely shot that was to win a point. And the French build up on that marvellous bit of finger play. Unfortunately they can't, because on the serve, who was quickest to respond, seeing the gap between the French players, he guided his spike clear of the two of them. And then once again it's the Poles exerting their influence as they serve. What can the comes Gaziorat, smash the ball down, but Cantor was up to it. He comes back over to the French side, but good bit of blocking. Once again the Poles build, set up there nicely. Here goes Cantor this time. This time his spike was pretty good for the French pair. And that was a really nice rally there from the Polish side in particular, as they win the point to go into a counting 16-10 lead here in this first set. Cantor spins it over. The French building it up from the net. That ball bounced up and flew up high into the air. The Polish down. Over the net it goes. Here comes the French, and that was a wonderful piece of anticipation and play from Gaziorat once again. Oh, Loseo, I should say, on that occasion. He beautifully disguised his lob, footing the two Poles, winning the French. and they serve. Here come the Poles back though, and that time there was no messing around, and on the side which the Poles, who win that point, go into a 17-11 lead here in this opening set of the second match on the day of the round 16 here in Kish Island. And on that occasion, from Losiak was out, and it's the Lucia who happily picks the ball up to serve for the French pair. Goes deep to the baseline, it's dug out, and then it's lobbed over by Poles, but the French quick to it. They saw that, they responded. Once again, a lovely retrieve from the French. It's back over on the Polish side. Oh, there's a good rally going on here between the two teams. Here come the Poles again. The French are equal to it. And was there contact at the net? Yes, there was. And the point is won by the French. The Polish pair are really unhappy, but that was a lovely rally on 17-13. The French serve, but they are trailing, and once again the Poles look killed with a smash here, possibly. Oh yes, that was nice teamwork from the Polish side, as Losiak gently cushioned the ball up in the air, and Cantor made sure that his smash was beyond the reach of any of the French players. 18-13 the Poles lead as they serve. Here come the French back again though, but this time they are good with their response. And Gatiorat made sure he palmed the ball down and beyond Cantor to win that point. And he serves. But this time he drives his serve straight into the net, spins away in frustration, kicks the sand, half in anger. Not happy with that serve of his. There's no time to think about it, because here come the Poles. They serve the ball over, and can he now make up for it? Yes, he can. This time Gatiorat vents out his frustration at his disappointing serve by smashing the ball, and although Cantor got his fingers to it, it really wasn't anything he could do with it. Serve again for the French. Need to get the points here. Poles setting it up nicely, and this time on the setup and on the smash, the point by the Polish player Losiak was lost as he spun his shot into the top of the net, but back on his side. They make a side switch, the teams, the Poles trudging over a bit despondent with that one, and the French it is who serve once again. And that was a great bit of blocking there from the Frenchman. Oh, and a nice bit of play here from the French side, but can they make it count into a point? Yes, they can. A bit of ball juggling, and in the end, the moment that mattered was decisive from the Frenchman Gatiorat, as he made sure that that nice bit of ball juggling between the two players by the net did yield the point, as he smashed it wide of the Polish pair, but just inside the baseline to win that point for the French team. They're looking to make it into the next round, into the rounds of the quarterfinals. The rain has stopped now, but the wind still swirling around. The sea looks mesmeric behind us. This beautiful location, this wonderful court right on the beach front. Ample surroundings. And even though there has been some rain and wind, the spectators are braving themselves out, looking forward to a spectacle of some terrific beach volleyball, which is certainly being served up by this pair right now. 19-17 it is to the Polish team, but it's the French who will be serving, and it's Lesier getting ready to serve the ball, which he does. And the Poles look to set it up and get it back over to the line of the French, which they do in emphatic fashion, as the Poles now move on to set point here in the first set. Can they make it count? Cantor spinning the ball casually, spins it up, sends it over to the French side. They look to smash the ball back, and this time the point was beautifully won by Cantor. Cantor, who was equal to the block, sending the ball back over to the French side without a reply to take the first set for the Polish team, lead by 1-0. And that was 21-17 in favour of Cantor and Losiak, which now leaves Lassieux and Gatierat with some thinking to do as the French look to try and recover from this opening performance from the Polish pair. And really, this is proving to be quite a good match, as we have quite a few good games lined up in this round of 16. So at the start of the second set, it will be the Polish serve, and a powerful serve, but straight into the net from Piotr Cantor. And straight away he gives the advantage over to the French side. They really need to now impose themselves on this game, but really that poor serve, which was long from the French, just puts more pressure back on themselves as they lose the serve straight away, and the Poles it will be who will now serve to see if they can take an advantage. But this time Lassieux has other ideas for that, and he makes sure that his spike down is too powerful for Cantor to do anything with. And the French go into 2 lead as they serve. Here come the Poles back again though, and this time Cantor making no mistake with his spike, making sure that he found the space on the baseline of the French half to rescue back the point for his team. Serve comes in. It's been cushioned there. It's set up there for Gatierat. What can he do with it? Oh, I tell you what. He made sure that he set it up for Lassieux to smash it down. And Lassieux didn't let him down as he wins the point and serves for the French team. Piotr Cantor picking it up nicely, lobbed over to the French side, but it was read by Lassieux. Then he tries to lob the ball back over to the Poles, but they've read that one too. A nice dive retrieved there from Lassieux, and then Gatierat knuckles it up, and can Gatierat win the point? He angles it to the far side, but it was read by the Polish team, who get the ball back. A nice rally taking place here, good exchange from two sides, as once again the Poles drive the ball forward, and this time Cantor went for the angled spike, and this made sure that it won the point. But that was a really good rally, a great bit of exchange between the two teams and between the pairs themselves as they were setting up the shots, but in the end it was Cantor's angled spike down that won the point for the Polish team. But then he follows it up with the serve, just out. Or I should say it was really Losiak who was serving on the occasion. And it's the French who have a slight lead, side switch, 4-3, but they are trailing 1-0. So they have a lot of work to do ahead of them as they serve. Once again, the Poles look to drive the ball back onto the French side, which they do, and the the pointing there from Lassieux to say, you see, I knew what I was doing. He lobbed the ball high and over, and the Polish pair just left it thinking it was going wide, but it dropped just inside the baseline, and the point was won by the French. But then what do? They go and use their serve straight away, just when they need to put on the pressure. They go and throw it away by serving straight into the net, and even though they lead, they've given the advantage to the Poles with the serve. Comes back over to the French side, and this time it's Gatierat who makes sure that when he leaps up, he places his lob. It's placed between the Polish hands. 6-4 to the French team, and they build some advantage here. This time the serve clears the net, but the Poles are building up on the side. Gatcharat makes a nice interception, gets the ball back over, and this time it's bounced off the net. Polish pair are really not able to retrieve it from the net bounce, and the ball stays on their side. 7-4 it is to the French team. This is more like it. This is more what they need to do, as once again they serve. Can they keep the pressure up? Here comes Losiak, and this time he makes sure that his spike has no replay from the French side. This is a good game. Some good quality rallies being served by both teams here. As once again the Poles serve, trailing 7-5. The French pair building it up nicely onto the net. Oh, nice play there from Gatcharat, but the Poles got it back over. Here comes down. It's dug out there by the Polish team. This is Losiak getting the ball over. Equal to smash it back down. It's dug up again by the Poles. Cantor tries it. Oh, it deceives the shot. When it looked like he was going to smash it, he gently lobbed it instead. And it was good for the French pair, and he wins the points for his team. Another good run there from two sides who really are. 7-6 it is to the French, but the Poles have the serve as they get the ball back over to the French side. It's off the net. Oh, play for the French team using the net there very nicely. Cantor sets it up nicely for Losiak, but he was slightly off balance as he armed his shot over and wide the other side, and the point goes to the team. 8-6. And Losiak was having a quick word there with the umpire. I think he was just questioning the positioning at the net of one of the Polish players, wondered whether perhaps there had been contact. But it's been resolved now, and it's a serve for the French to get the ball over to the Poles. And this time, Piotr Cantor absolutely flexing those powerful giant arms, smashing his spike straight onto the other side. Point to the Poles, and then, but here comes the French. Here comes, oh, a good shot there from Losiak, making sure that he gave himself enough space to swing his arm around and smash the spikes down and away from the desperate reach of Piotr Cantor. French are fighting hard here. They're the lead. Ball play going on at the net from the two teams, and this time Mr. come away. Jabbed spike that wins them the point. The French are lead, the Poles are letting them know that they're still in this, and it's they who serve. Get the ball over. Let's set it up. Receive back. Pushes it over to the Polish side. They're with a lovely little smash from Losiak that tried to respond to, but he could only palm it into the net. And the Poles guys, can they take advantage as they serve? Get the ball over to the French side this time. They get the ball just wide, and it goes to the Polish team. Losiak a bit disappointed with that one. He has to put it out of his mind as the serve comes back in at him again. Pushes it, it's set up for him, he smashes it down, and he gets the point for the French team. Cantor getting his fingers to it, but he could only guide it out to side. This is a very close second set. If you remember the first set, won by the Poles 21-17. But this one, a later, closer affair. As the French team serve, getting the ball over to their side. Back at pace and power, and shoulders of Losiak from a super smack from Cantor, and it's a technical timeout, and the Polish team lead by 1-0. And Kish Island hosting the FIVB World Tour now for the second year running, and it's been a fabulous tournament so far, with some outstanding performances from yesterday's rousing efforts by the Iranian teams that just nearly lost out some terrific play from the Germans and the Russians. And today already we've seen one great match, and now we are in the throes of the second game here between the French and the Poles. Piotr Bartosz from Poland against Arnaud and Arnaud Lossier from France. And the French team it is who need to win this set to stay in this match. This day we'll be saying goodbye to Kish Island, and it'll be the Poles who will be heading into the final. And now Kantor will be serving for the Poles who lead 11-10. And here comes Kirat lobbing the ball over Kantor and into that space just to level the match, or certainly to level the scores, if not the match at this stage. Lossier to serve the French. Serves from far out. The Poles up nicely. There's a great match there from Lossier. Baseline. Once again, hunting space behind the French pair. Spending it ruthlessly. Poland to serve. The French getting it back over the line. Oh, nicely dug out there from Kantor. Smashed forward by the Poles. And that Gatiarat's effort to bring the ball back over to the Polish side was long and wide, and the Poles win the point as a glimmer of sun peeps from the clouds. Will that be a glimmer of French as the ball is on this side? Nicely played over to the Polish side, but they recover it well, and this time Lossier just tips the ball over with a delicate fist, and there was no reply there from the French team. British pair quiet here now, 14-11 lead. They're already one set up. They're looking to single hold on this now. We'd imagine it's French ball over its French side. Once again it's smashed. This time it's dug out by Lossiak. Sets it up. Lossiak lobs into the baseline. The French team. That wonderful piece of play from the Poles. Oh, that experience beginning to tell. The rhythm. The team are clicking. Here comes once again. It's set up nicely for the French, and that time Monsieur went to the reverse side from who played the ball over his head, and then Monsieur just managed it back onto the side. Beautiful play from the French. Up that, but they need this, and they need it consistently if the game as they serve. That's a great serve from drifted. That the ball was drifted wide, but it's all that is, and that's all that you need to win the point. Side French again. This time Gatiarat into the net, unable to build on that fine service from before. 13 to Poland. Set ball over into the net. The Polish serve. Walks forward, half forward, takes a few steps back, and then serve, and building, running, gets the ball down, and dug down, but he wasn't able to scoop quick enough or high enough. The ball back over to the line. As serve, the ball in the French half. First smash by. That was a good point to win from the French, and an important point to win. They trail though, 15 points to 17, and they trail by one set of as they serve. Ball over onto the Polish side. Kantor scoops the ball up in the air, and Lossiak smashes it down. And past the French pair onto the baseline, and another point for the Polish team, creeping towards the finishing line as they serve. Ball onto the French half. Had to read movement to try and get the ball over, and desperate from Losiak, but he can't do anything more than just make contact with the ball. Are the French staging a right back? Well, let's find out. To service net, but it goes over. But the advantage from that was taken by the Polish pair, and on this occasion Losiak took advantage of the net, which speed out of the ball, but was at a nice height for him to smash it down into the open space. 19-16 for Poland as they serve. Ball over to the French side. Oh yes, nicely read by Gatiarat, who just got his knuckles to the ball and quickly darted it and jabbed it before the Polish hands could get to it to win a point there. Good bit of anticipation there from the Frenchmen as they serve now. Oh, and once again, at a really important moment when they need to build momentum, they lose the serve by serving into the net. And that means it's now match point to the Poles, and it will be Piotr Kantor serving for the game. He gets the ball over, but he gets the ball out, and that's a reprieve for the French side. It's a second match point as the Frenchman serves the ball over. Kantor digging down, gets it up. It's set up for him, smashes the ball down, and it gets it into the net. And it's a point for the Frenchman again. Well, that's a really good fight back from the French, who managed to save 2 set points, or match points I should say, there, and go into the timeout with the faintest of hopes of managing to claw their way back into this match. If they can save 2 match points, why can't they save another one? And then it really does become interesting. But the Poles have experience, been here before, they've won from positions like this before, and they'll be using that timeout to gather their thoughts and just do what they need to do to make sure that it's their names that go through to the quarterfinals and not those of the Frenchmen. The moment that'll tell where we go in this match. As the teams come back out from the timeout, hand on hip, Lassier and Gatiarat. They trail 20-19 in the second set. They trail 1 set to love as the teams came out and then go back into their places for the timeout. Not quite sure what happened there. The timeout hadn't quite finished, I think, as both pairs had come out a little bit eager, I guess. Anticipation on both sides. Well, it's understandable. You're on match point. You're facing a place in the quarterfinals. Why would you want to sit down? You want to get out there and win. And I'm sure the French equally want to get out there and see if they can do another set point, match point, and throw themselves back a lifeline that keeps them into this game, that keeps them in the hunt. And you know, psychologically, you'd have thought if they can save those match points, if they can somehow retrieve this set, then maybe psychologically the advantage would be with them going to the final set. But the Poles are formidable. They're back out again, this time, and this time the French are serving to save the match. The ball is onto the Polish side. It's set up. Here comes Kantor, and this time he makes sure that his lob spike is beyond the Frenchman's reach, and Poland it is who win the match, taking that second set 21 points to 19, having already won the first set 21 points to 17. So the Polish pair of Piotr Kantor and Bartosz Flosiak make sure that their names will go through. They're the ones who will be taking part in the semi-finals. As for the Frenchmen, Arnaud Gatierat and Arnaud Lussieux, some terrific play, some terrific performances from them in this match, but it wasn't enough. It wasn't good enough. The French are out, and it's the Poles who go through.